If you enjoy these videos, please on my mama hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks. Now back to the video. What has not aged well? There was an interview with Kevin Spacey working with kids, and he said he was always looking for the quiet kid in the corner. I was just blinded by the balls on that kid. Kevin Spacey, Baby Driver. CGI from 90s films. The CGI on Terminator 2 and Jurassic Park still looks great now, but anything else just looks crap. Anaconda had some awful CGI and script. I think that Jurassic Park aged well partly because its creators understood the limitations that they were working with in 1993. Honestly, newer movies that overuse CG in an attempt to wow people age a lot worse. Avatar is probably the best example that I can think of. It was publicized for how amazing it looked in 2009. And Call of Duty, Black Ops made a big deal of using the same motion capture technology a year later. By 2014, when I watched it the second time, it already looked dated. This one episode on the show Glee, Mark Salling, Puck, had a line in the show where he said that in the future, I'll either be in jail, or dead, or both. For those who don't know, Mark Salling was convicted and found guilty of child pornography, then committed suicide. Also that episode where he was going to make a sex tape but got stopped because then he would have been producing child porn. Yeah. Jared began and ended his career by trying to get into smaller pants. That joke is so old that Jared wouldn't try to have sex with it anymore. Whoa man. Finally a fresher tone to that overused joke. Well done. That one time when President Obama was on a late night show reading mean tweets, and one of them was from Trump telling him essentially how he was a bad president. Obama told him at least he'd be president, and Trump wouldn't. Implied. A good comeback at the time, but it aged absolutely terribly. People who don't wear sunscreen. Wear sunscreen, kids. Career advancement. Working your way up from the mailroom is long gone. You have to switch companies to get any sort of significant raise. Minions. They used to be these kinda cute, one-off characters in a decent movie. Then once Illumination realized they can beat minions to death and back and still make hundreds of millions, they just focused on minions and only minions. Any reference to Hillary Clinton becoming the first female president in shows and movies. I remember there was an entire episode on Rory writing an essay about Hillary Clinton, then finding out everyone else wrote an essay about how Hillary Clinton inspired them in Gilmore Girls. Even as a Democrat, I'm like yikes. In Britain there's a big televised New Year's Eve party every year, called Jules Holland's Hootenanny. They had a psychic on there who gives predictions for the coming year, and the year of the first Obama election. The supposedly famous lauded psychic said, Hillary Clinton, next president of the United States. No one has ever talked about it, but ducked if they ever hired that psychic again. That grilled cheese I intended to take to work last winter and I just found in an old backpack in the back of my closet. What color was it? Somewhere between fall wedding emerald green and just serial killer soul black. Our AIM screen names from 6th grade. Imagine if we did something stupid like make that our Reddit name or something. Anti-vax kids. There's a commercial featuring Bill Cosby about PPL going to jail. Much of America's crumbling, deteriorated infrastructure hasn't aged well. Decaying bridges, roads, rail lines and railroad cars, water delivery systems that still use lead piping, inadequate highways that are poorly maintained, electric grids, etc. They recently fixed a pothole near my home that has been there for about 8 years. I honestly miss that old pothole and now I'm upset that it's gone. I've seen a pothole for so long that I grew attached to it. The food pyramid. What? I don't have to eat 8 loaves of bread, 14 eggs, 66 apples, a whole turkey, and a golden triangle full of oil each day. All these animated films, TV shows that depict African Americans in a really offensive way. It's really disgusting to look at nowadays. Plus there are companies like Disney that have just censored any racial stereotypes in their old films and pretended like it never happened. At least do what Warner Bros did, or put a disclaimer at the beginning that it was a product of its time, and even though it's offensive, one shouldn't try to censor the past. The Japanese landlord in Breakfast at Tiffany's. Carl Azaz LOL. Dude's only 28 and looks a lot older. I had to look up who this was, and then when I saw pics of him I thought your post had to be some kind of joke. Then I looked up his age and holy crap, the guy just turned 30. He looks like he's 50. I'm not trying to be mean, but damn. I had to look up who this was, and then when I saw pics of him I thought your post had to be some kind of joke. Then I looked up his age and holy crap, the guy just turned 30. He looks like he's 50. I'm not trying to be mean, but damn. Episode was in May 2001. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. It's hard out here for your boy, it be like that sometimes.